It is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Greens Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Telling you, this is hard work. Hard work reviewing beers. Sammy the Thrifty Brew coming at you again, and this is another Sjporr homebrew competition 2014 beer review for DO185CA. No style selected, but I can only assume from the label it's a double IPA. The Big Dipper, not to be confused with the Big Dipper. 7.5 ABV and 84 IBUs. Double IPA with pale ale malt, Crystal 15, Magnum, Centennial, and Cascade hops. Finished off with US05. To this bad boy, crack. Cheers, DO185CA. See what you got going on, mate. Good little snap. Love that. Ooh. Interesting malt note right off the top there. Nice clean glass for everybody to see. See how she pours. These bottles, they just keep going on and on. These 500 mils are just... Whew. And we'll end her right about there. So, appearance, a little darker than what I'm used to seeing for an IPA, but, you know, not too bad. See how she smells. Get a neat, like, mild malt right off the nose with a little bit of, with a faint hop note. And based on the hops he used, Magnum, he obviously used his bittering as well as with Centennial. And I'm thinking he might have finished off with Cascade, but it's hard to tell. Let's give her a taste. Cheers, DO185CA. See what you got going on in the glass, brother. Cheers, everyone. That has to be one of the most malt-forward double IPAs that I've ever had. Really. I mean, you got a really amazing malt sweetness that starts and finishes right to the end with the hops coming forward on the back end, which is really different. Because normal double IPAs or traditional IPAs are very malt forward. You get a lot of malt off, or a lot of hops off the nose. And I'm getting more malt with some apple-like aromas and some flavors. So there's definitely some Smastel in there for sure. But I'm getting like a little bit of, not cidery, but like definitely apple-like aromas for sure coming off of this, which is unfortunate because this is a great friggin' beer. So, and it masks a lot of the hops that I was hoping to get with this. Which tells me that maybe it was fermented possibly just a little bit too high. Possibly. but it's definitely present. I mean, it really is present. I mean, it's the appearance is great. Color is a little bit darker than for a normal IPA, but seeing as there's no style selected, I can't judge it as an IPA. I can only assume that the brewer was going for a double IPA style. Carbonation is spot on. Color is great. Head retention is awesome. You get some neat legs, which I love seeing. Now, I love these widget glasses. Some chill haze for sure, but as I said previously, it's very, very, very hard to minimize chill haze. So there's definitely some residual proteins that are lingering on in the beer. But I do get some apple notes for sure. But a really neat, really nice actually malt, nice combination of the malt and the hops. You have a really great bittering finish on the tongue that finishes really clean. And I mean, it's interesting because his malt bill isn't isn't anything that's really, really high. I mean, in terms of Crystal 15, under the color, color's very dark for an IPA, but that's okay. It's all right. I had to stop saying that it's an IPA because we're not having any styles selected here, but the mouthfeel is awesome. I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, it gives a really good, nice, creamy smack in the nuts right off the top, and then finishes really, really clean. Very clean. So I'm very pleased with that beer. Apart from the apples, I'm not going to say it's a cider-like quality because it's a little shy of that, but it is definitely there. So I'm wondering if perhaps the fermentation was a little high to provide those off flavors. But it's interesting because with USO5, it's a very even keel yeast that finishes really crisp and really clean, and you do get that crisp, clean finish at the end of the beer. You really do. It's definitely there for sure. This is a beer that at 7.5%, probably couldn't have a lot of them, but I really could enjoy a few for sure. Is it sessionable? No. Reason being is that it's that much higher in alcohol, but it's good. This is a really great, like, late night, you had a shit day at work, sit down, pour yourself a glass of this, put on some slacks and some slippers, enjoy one of these while you're catching up on the news, maybe around the fire, cooking some s'mores. It'd be really good. The sweetness for the s'mores would really accentuate this beer for sure, but it's nice because that warms up that little bit. You get that interesting not piney, but you get that nice warming effect of alcohol as it goes down, and based on the ABV alcohol content in the beer, that's understandable. But the really neat thing is with the hops that he used, pardon me, good sign of a good beer. They're not overly present in the initial nose of the beer. They're present on the back end of the beer. There's more bittering, so I would love to know what he uses a hop schedule and the quantities. Yeah. DO185CA. Cheers, brother. Tasty beverage. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors for making this happen. Without you guys, it wouldn't be happening. So, DO185CA. Cheers, mate.
Thanks so much. Look forward to chatting with you about this beer in the future. Okay, everybody. This is Sammy the Brew saying we'll see you in a bit.